Hi everyone, my name is Brad Gall. I'm a principal consultant here with Pragmatic Works. Today I want to talk about common Azure AD misconceptions that we hear a lot of times when we're first talking to customers about Azure. I want to talk about two of them first, and then talk about some of the great things that you get with Azure AD that also a lot of people don't realize that they get. So the first thing that I find that most people misconceive about Azure AD is they try and relate it to with AD on-prem. So Azure AD and what we commonly call Active Directory on-prem don't necessarily line up directly. So what we call AD on-premises is actually Active Directory domain services. There's a lot going on there. There's DNS, there's DHCP, and then also identity management. With Azure AD, what you're gaining is identity management. It's the centralized identity management for your cloud platforms. So not quite a direct relationship there. What does equate is the identity management part. So the groups and the users and the passwords, all of that are a one-to-one relationship there between your on-prem Azure AD and what you get, or your on-prem AD and what you get in Azure AD. One of the ways that we can actually make those two things talk together in a nice, easy way is a tool called Azure AD Connect. So if you're looking at a way to sync these things up, that's one thing to go look into for sure. Another common misconception I talk to a lot of customers about is the fact that Azure AD is not tied to one Azure subscription. So that's another common misconception. When you get into Azure, pretty much everything within Azure is a resource within a subscription. So if you set up a VM or you set up a database, those are all resources within a subscription. Well, Azure Active Directory is one of those, is the exception to that rule. So one Azure Active Directory can be used within multiple subscriptions. It's going to be your centralized repository for how you secure things, not only within those databases, but also within the Azure AD subscriptions as well. So with RBAC security, we're going to use the identities within Azure AD to secure who can get to what resource groups or who can get to which subscriptions within our Azure organization. Now, what is Azure AD really good at that maybe you don't get with on-prem? One of the things it's really good at is it's a great central repository for federation of your identities. So something that I talk to a lot of customers that they don't realize that they're getting with Azure AD is the fact that they can store their Facebook accounts, their LinkedIn accounts, their Twitter accounts. I'm talking about the accounts for the company as a whole. You can secure them there and then use your Azure AD security to secure those logins to give one central place to provide access to those accounts and remove access to those accounts when people leave the company. And then finally, a couple other added security features that you gain that you might not necessarily initially out the gate realize that you get are multi-factor authentication. Tongue twister there. Multi-factor authentication is a great feature that you get with Azure AD right out of the box, easy to set up, and also some self-service password reset. So something else that you might be using a third-party tool for comes right with Azure AD whenever you sign up for Azure. So if you guys have any other questions about Azure AD, any of these misconceptions, we'd love to talk to you all about it. Just click on the link below to find out more information about how to get in contact with us. Thanks.